All right, we are going on the record in the matter of the City of Wyandotte versus Mary Flannery, 23958.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Gary Gardner, appearing on behalf of Ms. Flannery, present to my right. Russell Pleasant. Randy Flannery, waiver is agreed.
All right, good morning. Good morning, ma'am. Your name, please.
Good morning, Mary. Kathleen Flannery.
Okay. I'm not sure why you're so familiar. Your name?
My son is Zachary Henry.
Okay, okay, that's fine.
And then Gary Green assaulted me.
Okay. All right. All right, so the court will waive the formal reading. Request, or I'm sorry, enter a plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment and ask for pretrial counsel.
I've had an opportunity to meet with the city attorney, and we're going to take a plea to retail finance.
You don't have any other cases here, ma'am?
I don't have the job I have now. I have
That's a no.
no.
All right, ma'am, please raise your right hand. Solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Where is that?
All right. And you heard the plea that your attorney indicated, correct?
Right.
As to the charge of retail fraud, how do you plead?
Okay.
I'm sorry?
Guilty.
Okay, ma'am, I need you to be much louder so we can pick you up in the
Sorry, I
recording.
have laryngitis.
Okay, so speak directly into the microphone then, please.
Guilty.
All right, and you've gone over your advice of rights, correct? And prior to signing that form, that document, you read and understood each of those rights.
Right, I did.
And you had the opportunity to ask your attorney any questions as it relates to these rights.
Yes.
And you understand by entering into a plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your trial and appellate rights.
Yes.
And you understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea, correct?
Yes, which will refresh my memory. I have suffered both sentences.
Well, you have the possible penalty. I'm sorry, I'm just making sure I'm putting the right people in the room. Possibility of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine, or either or, it could be probation, it could not, it could be anything within there.
Okay, ma'am.
There may also be some other consequences that may not be here in court, but it could be in any other court. It could be employment related. It could be anything. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea.
Yeah.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No.
All right. And counsel, if you can please voir dire your client.
Flannery, president of the city of Wyandotte on
May 6th.
May 5th, 2023.
May 6th.
May 6th, you were in a store?
Yes.
What store was it?
Loafers.
Did you keep the litter items on for sale in the store?
Yeah.
Did you take one of those items?
Yeah.
Did you take
I'm sorry,
one?
ma'am. I need you to be closer to the microphone, please. We have to pick you up on the recording.
That's better?
Is that better, Tanja? Yes.
Is there an item you took from the store?
Yes.
Did you pay for it?
No.
Did you know you were taking it out of the store without permission?
Yes.
All right, the court will indicate that the plea is knowing, voluntary, and flat and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea as charged. Take this under 771 status if eligible. And we'll schedule this matter for sentencing. We could do July 25th, counsel. Does that work for you?
As it
It's gonna be a Tuesday.
Tuesday. That's Tuesday, the 25th.
Yes.
9 a.m.
Yes. And as to bond counsel,
Remember, my client lives in the city. She's employed full-time. She came in voluntarily. This is aberrant to the act. I don't believe that she is risk of not reappearing. I support for personal bond.
This is totally outside my character, man. That's not patient issues, that's documentation.
yeah, again, I need you to be closer to the microphone because we can't
I have
pick you up,
medication
excuse me,
issues.
please. We can't pick you up on the recording, and if we need to, we may need to at some point pull up transcripts or we may need to pull up transcripts or something, so I need you to speak directly to the microphone. You can adjust the microphone so it's closer to your mouth.
This is outside of my character. I would normally not have these things, ever do these things. When I was having some medication issues, I wasn't even driving at the time, had no intention of being in that store.
What's the medication that she's got to do with taking an item and walking out of the store without paying?
Closed
Please let me finish. Please, let me finish.
Step back from me.
Before, ma'am, the recording can pick up one at a time. If we're both speaking at the same time, it's going to be missing words of either one of us or both of us. So please let me finish before you respond, okay?
Yeah.
What about your medications caused you to go into the store and take items that did not belong to you, that you didn't pay
My
for?
blood levels were unlevel. They were making up my medication every 4 days. Every 3 to 5 days, I would go to get my blood work done for them to make medicine. I take compound pharmaceuticals. I don't take big pharma medication. Sedatives, narcotics, none of the problem. I do not drink alcohol. We're not doing a good health condition that I'm in.
She's in a severe amount of pain, Your Honor. That's not an excuse for taking anything. Or mental unbalance.
Okay,
And I cannot take pain medication, period.
okay, but again, I'm not hearing why the medication caused you to take the merchandise. It isn't as though you took an apple to eat an apple or took something to balance out your blood work or your medication or your levels. So that's what I'm trying to find out.
Okay, having 7 closed entries causes me to have many disabilities. One of my problems I'm having in this courtroom is over speaking you. I apologize. I know that is not my intention. It's the way my brain functions. I felt the way my brain functions. Heart.
Okay.
I'm a good standing member of the community. And all 17 friends, God. Only one in my generation that takes on me. I don't think it's that.
The only one in your generation that can take communion
Except me. Yeah,
in your generation within your family?
yeah.
And where are you a member of the Altar Society at?
So this is Xavier's now called Andre the Set. And the wife on me. It was a little school and like that, not kind of. Really good in that. That's something.
Okay, so here's what the court's going to do. The court's going to indicate the following. The court will indicate that Ms. Flannery has appeared here today. She's not currently on probation for parole. Where is it that you work, ma'am?
I'm self-employed. I do palliative care. I also do peritoneal dialysis at Wyandotte Hospital. I'm the only subcontractor that they have license to do that.
Okay.
That's my only thing. But I learned in here.
Okay. And so
I retired from special education here on 09.
okay,
I was also a team started engineer after I got off the fleet at 3, so I was 12 hours for 27 years.
Okay. The court's going to indicate a $5,000 personal bond. The court's going to indicate you're not to enter the premises at Blowfish Studios or have any contact with any of the employees at Blowfish Studios. Phone contact, text message, email, social media, third party, anything of the like. Not to possess and consume alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed. And then you're going to have a seat over in probation, and somebody will be with you shortly for an interview for you, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And ma'am, your son is now in treatment, correct?
No, he hasn't received anything.
No, I thought that he was,
No.
hold on a second. I was pretty certain
I
that
don't
he
think
ended
they're
up
gonna
getting,
hold me on this matter today.
hold on. I thought that, I was pretty certain I received something that he's in treatment. Because we had show cause the Center for Forensic Psychiatry. And I thought that he had received, I thought he was in treatment, he received that, but
Is he not getting treatment?
No.
is he at a hospital?
He's not even getting his cancer medicine. I came in here and spoke to you. And I spoke to third
Yeah,
circuit court.
just a moment.
I can't control myself.
Just a moment. You're going to have to control yourself. Okay? So yes, you came in and spoke to the court a number of months ago regarding your frustration that Mr. Hebner was not getting his treatment. There were a number of reviews that this court had with Mr. Hebner and his attorney. And because there wasn't any movement on his treatment, this court issued a show cause against the Center for Forensic Psychiatry.
Thank you.
They appeared, and for whatever reason, they didn't have the notice when we sent it. We sent it, oh, I don't know, 28 days before the hearing. So it's scheduled for July so that the attorneys could brief it. But in my recollection,
July
Mr.
20th, is that correct?
I believe it's July 20th. I could be wrong. Mr. Hebner, if I recall correctly, has been placed in treatment, which is one of the reasons why they're asking for this show cause to be dismissed, because he's in treatment. So I asked you that not to upset you, ma'am, but because I knew that you would come in to address the court on a previous date.
That's why I'm here today.
I understand that's not why you're here today. I understand that. Okay, have a seat over in probation. Thank you. All right, we are still on the record in the matter of the city of Wyandotte versus Argeo Ramos II, 23763A and B.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Circuit Jury Guard, on behalf of Mr. Ramos, who is present tonight.
Argeo Ramos.
Okay, I'm sorry, just one moment, sir. If you can say your name one more time for the record, a little bit louder.
Argeo Ramos,
Okay, thank you.
the second.
All right, counsel, I know that there is a plea on this one, but I do have to handle the King County Jail first. Can we recall this matter?
I have no say in what your issue may.
Well, you do. I mean, if you, somewhere else you have to be, I can try to,
Right now.
I have Wayne County Jail, and so I know I can't keep their camera tied up. We're on the record in the matter of the city of Wyandotte versus Christopher Preston, 231293A and B, and 183372 and 183373.
Good morning, Judge. Attorney Corey McClellan, appearing on behalf of Mr. Preston. Mr. Preston, would you please unmute yourself and state your name for the record?
All right, thank you. And
Christopher Patrick Preston.
very good, thank you. Okay, and so today's the date scheduled for a pretrial on all of these matters. And counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, on the 2018 file, the prosecution has offered to dismiss one of the possessions of a controlled substance. My client's prepared to plead guilty to count 2 of possession of a controlled substance. And then on the 23 file.
Oh, I'm sorry, counsel. I'm sorry. Before you get 23. So in 2018, each charge is a separate file, a separate case number. So which is being dismissed, 7-2 or 7-3?
I believe 7-2, and my client's prepared to plead to the 7-3.
Okay. Okay, and so I'm sorry, and on the 23 case, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, my client's prepared to plead guilty to the A portion, and the B portion is being dismissed.
Okay. All right, and Mr. Preston, if you can
Yes, ma'am.
please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this man the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Solemnly swear.
and sir, you heard the plea that your attorney indicated, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And as to 183373, possession of controlled substance, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
All right, and counsel, I know on the 3372 matter, that's being dismissed, but there is still a warrant fee and a clearance fee on that.
Okay.
All right, sir, on the 231293A matter, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
All right, and you understand your rights that you've signed the document on, correct?
Yes,
And you've had the opportunity to speak to your attorney regarding those rights and ask any questions you may have, correct?
yes,
And you understand that by entering into a plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights,
yes,
specifically your trial and appellate rights.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea, correct?
Yes. Up to 90 days in jail.
It could be up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine or both. Or it could be somewhere in between. It could be probation. You understand all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, and has anybody promised, knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea?
I would just ask for the mercy of the jail. You know, I've been incarcerated for, I think, 2 weeks now, maybe
Okay.
more.
Sir, hold on, we're going to get there. So knowing all
Okay.
that, sir, do you still want to continue with your plea?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, has anybody promised anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No, ma'am.
All right, counsel, if you can please run your client on the 183373 matter.
Sure. Mr. Preston, were you in the city of Wyandotte on September 9th of 2018?
Yes, sir.
Were you stopped in the city of Wyandotte by a Wyandotte police officer?
Yes, sir.
Were you arrested because you had a active warrant in Trenton?
Yes,
And on that date and time, the officer found a controlled substance on you?
yes, sir. Pills.
What type of pills were those, if you
It
recall?
was, I was prescribed Klonopin at the time.
But it was not in a,
Yeah, it wasn't in a bottle.
okay. Satisfied on the 18 case, Judge.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate as it relates to that matter. The court will accept your plea. And on the 23 matter, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Preston, were you in the city of Wyandotte on June 8th of this year?
Yes, sir.
On that date and time, were you stopped by a Wyandotte police officer because you were riding a bike on the highway?
Yes,
And on that date and time, did you have drug paraphernalia on your person?
yes, sir.
What did you have on you, if you recall?
A pipe.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Okay, and then, sir, that pipe, was that to use with what substance?
Marijuana and like hash oils.
All right. We'll accept your plea as knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. Dismiss count B for the plea agreement. And counsel, we can schedule this matter for sentencing. We can try, well, we can try for next Wednesday. Probation's not going to be happy with me. You're not here next Wednesday, Mr. Westmoreland, but because next Monday we are full. Will that work, counsel?
I could appear Wednesday. What
Okay.
if we could do like
Okay.
10 a.m. That should work.
10 a.m.? Okay. I'm gonna put a smiley face on the sticky note here for probation, so they're not mad at me. All right, at 10 a.m. on both of these matters. And then we'll keep the 7-2 matter with it as well, and then I'll assess the fines or the warrant fees on that day. Oh, yes. Okay, so bonding conditions will continue, and Wayne County Jail, do you want us to have, we'll go off the record. Do we